In this exercise, you'll create a pipe network from an existing polyline, which you can faintly see right here. It's in blue, and it's right within our road right away. Now, in this method of creating a pipe network, you'll use standard AutoCAD drawing commands to create a polyline, and then automatically create a pipe endpoint and structure at each polyline vertex. You can create a pipe network from a variety of entities, including 2D and 3D polylines, AutoCAD lines and arcs, and feature lines. In this exercise, you'll use an existing 2D polyline. So let's go ahead and start creating a pipe network from a 2D polyline. Go ahead and open up your Pipe Networks-1A drawing in your Tutorials folder. This drawing contains an existing ground and corridor surface. You'll also find alignments for 1st and 2nd Street, which represent intersecting road center lines. The drawing also contains parcels, which you can see right here. Lastly, if we zoom in here, you'll see this blue polyline right here within the road right-of-way that's colored in blue. This polyline represents the proposed pipe network layout. In the following steps, you'll create an AutoCAD Civil 3D pipe network from this polyline. Now, in your Home tab, go ahead and go into your Create Design panel, and then select the Pipe Network drop-down. Next, select Create Pipe Network from Object. Our command line is now asking us to select an object. Let's zoom in to the left side of this blue polyline and click near the center of the road. The end that you click specifies the beginning of the pipe network. The network will flow away from this end, as you can see right here by this arrow. This arrow also represents the flow direction. Go ahead and press Enter to accept the flow direction. In the Create Pipe Network from Object dialog box, go ahead and specify the following parameters. We'll give it a network name of storm, sewer, sewer network. For the parts list, we're going to leave it on storm sewer. We also have some other options, but we're going to leave it on storm sewer for right now. But the pipe that we're going to create, we're going to change that, and we're going to switch it to the 450. Then we're going to select a structure that we're going to create, and we're going to look through our list here and select the 1500 diameter. The surface name, select 1st Street. For alignment name, we'll select 1st Street. And we're going to erase our polyline once we've created our network. Now we can go ahead and press OK. The pipe network is displayed on the plan, and a structure was created at each polyline vertex, and a pipe was created in between each of these structures. Let's view the pipe network in the profile. Select a pipe and a structure. Then right-click and select Similar. We've selected all of our pipe network parts, and then if we scroll over to the right-hand side, we can right-click again and select Draw Parts in Profile View. The command line is asking us to select a profile view. We'll go ahead and select this one. Now you can see that the pipes and structures are displayed in the profile view. Now this is the profile view for 1st Street. Notice that as you specified, the direction of the flow begins at the end station of the profile and proceeds toward the beginning station. Go ahead and escape out of your command. Now we're going to grip edit a network part. Select a pipe on the far side of the profile view. You'll notice there are grips that show up. Click the grip and drag up to increase the invert elevation. Click to place the grip. Now you can use grips to graphically change the position of pipes and structures in both plan and profile. Now let's edit some of the network parameters. Since we have our network selected, go ahead and right-click and select Edit Network. Now we have the Network Layout Tools toolbar. Go ahead and go over to this button and click the drop-down next to this structure. These tools enable you to add pipes or structures to the network using the parameters that you set in this toolbar. Another button we can take a look at within this toolbar is the Pipe Network Vistas button. We'll click to move our toolbar out of the way. On the panorama window, you can use the Pipes and Structure tabs to edit pipes parametrically. Let's go back into our Pipes tab, and then I want to focus our attention on pipe number 1. We're going to change the start invert by clicking within the cell, and we're going to change it to 40. So now as a check, let's go ahead down into our Network Layout Tools toolbar and turn off our Pipe Network Vistas. Let's shut down our toolbar, and then we'll navigate over to our pipe. And if we go under Properties, you'll see that the start invert elevation has in fact changed. So that's how you go about creating a pipe network from a polyline in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll create a pipe network using the Autodesk Civil 3D Pipe Network Layout tools. The pipe network is associated with a surface and alignment and uses parts taken from a standard parts list. This exercise continues from creating a pipe network from a polyline. So let's specify some pipe network creation parameters. Go ahead and open up your Pipe Networks -1B drawing in your Tutorials folder. Now this drawing contains an existing ground surface, as you can see right here, an alignment, which you can see right here with Road 1. Also, we have some existing ground and layout profiles. It also contains a surface that's been exported from a corridor that uses the alignment as its baseline. In the drawing, go ahead and zoom into the area between the 7 and 11 station. In the tool space, under the Prospector tab, go ahead and navigate to Pipe Networks, and then under Networks, go ahead and select Create Pipe Network by Layout. Now alternatively, you can also go to your Home tab and then to your Create Design panel, and then under Pipe Network, click the drop-down menu and select Pipe Network Creation Tools. Now we have our Create Pipe Network dialog box. We'll go ahead and leave the network name alone for right now, and we'll also keep the network parts list to standard, but with the surface name we're going to change that, and we're going to change it to Road 1 Surf. For the alignment, we're going to select Road 1, and we're going to leave everything else at its default. Go ahead and click OK. Now we have our Network Layout Tools toolbar, and you'll see off to the side we have a new pipe network. Now you'll see within this pipe network collection that it's currently empty. You'll add parts to the network in the following steps. So let's begin drawing continuous pipes and structures. In the Network Layout Tools toolbar, Go ahead and select a structure. Expand the eccentric cylindrical structure and select 48. In the pipes list, we're going to select the 18-inch concrete pipe. Now within this drop-down, ensure that Pipes and Structures is selected. Then ensure that the upslope downslope option is set to downslope. Currently it's set to downslope. Right now within our command line, Civil 3D is asking us to specify the structure insertion point. So on the command line, enter in 'SO to activate the Station Offset Civil Transparent command. Press enter. Now it's asking us to select an alignment. Go ahead and select one of the station labels for Road 1. On the command line, enter 700 as the station. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Now in the command line, let's specify an offset. Let's type in -15. Now if we go ahead and zoom in a little bit here, now you can see a catch basin is placed at the specified point. The offset is designed to position the catch basin so that the outside edge is flush with the outside edge of the road shoulder. With the station offset command still active, create another structure by entering in 800 for the station and -15 for the offset. A second catch basin is created. The two structures are connected by a pipe of the type specified in the pipe list. The pipes follow a downhill slope based on the corridor's surface terrain and the design rules for the type and size of pipe. Later you'll view the vertical placement of the pipes you created in a profile view. To change the direction of the vertical pipe network layout, toggle the upslope downslope button, like this. With the station offset command still active, create additional structures with an offset of -15 at stations 950, 11, and 1250. Now as you place the catch basins, the connecting pipes are created with slope values specified by the design rules and the upslope downslope setting. Press enter to end the station offset command. Now let's draw a curved pipe with a structure. Zoom into the area between the 1250 and 1300 station. Go ahead and click Pipes and Structures. We're going to continue from our last structure, and you'll see a little icon that pops up. Go ahead and click that structure. We're now connected to it. Now with the drawing command still active, on the command line, enter C to begin creating a curved pipe. And now to specify a second point of a curve, let's click right in this region here. Now we'll specify the endpoint with a structure. Go ahead and type in 'SO for station offset. Select our alignment, and then we're going to specify the station of 1300 with an offset of -15. So that's how you go about creating a pipe network by layout in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll add to your pipe network by creating pipes and structures that connect to existing structures. Whenever you're laying out a pipe network, you have the option of connecting to existing pipe network parts. Autodesk Civil 3D gives you visual cues when the pipe or structure you're creating will either connect to an existing object or break a pipe to create a junction. In the previous exercise, you used the Draw Pipes and Structures tool to place structures and pipes simultaneously. In this exercise, you'll add catch basins using the Draw Structures Only tool, and then connect the catch basins to network using the Draw Pipes Only tool. This exercise continues from creating a pipe network by layout. Note that this exercise uses the Pipe Networks -B drawing, with the modifications you made in the previous exercise. Or you can open the Pipe Networks-C drawing in your tutorials folder. So let's go about adding structures to the pipe network. In the drawing, go ahead and select a pipe network part. I'm going to select this pipe right here, and then right click and select Edit Network. Now we have our Network Layout Tools toolbar. Let's take a look at our structures. Make sure you have the eccentric cylindrical structure expanded and the 48 selected. Toggle the upslope downslope button and make sure we're on downslope, which we are currently in. Now click Structures Only. In the command line, enter in 'SO for station offset. Then click one of the labels for our alignment. Now create a structure by entering 960 and then 15 as the offset. You'll see that we now have a structure here. We're going to repeat the last step and add some additional structures. Each of these structures will be offset 15 feet from stations 1110, 1260, and 1310. Now press Enter twice to exit the station offset and add structure commands. Now let's add some pipes to the pipe network. In our pipes list, make sure we're on the right one by selecting the 18-inch concrete, and then in the toolbar, select Pipes Only. Now place your cursor at the structure that's currently at the 960 station. A connection marker that indicates that the pipe can be attached to the structure is displayed. With the connection marker displayed, click the structure to connect the new pipe to it. Now place your cursor over the structure at 950. With the connection marker displayed, click the structure to connect the new pipe to it. On the command line, type in S to start new point. Now repeat the last few steps to add pipes between the structures that are offset 15 feet from stations 1110, 1260, and 1310 to the main network. So we're going to go ahead and do that. S for start new point. Select our structure. Connect to the main line. And there you have it. So that's how you go about adding parts to a pipe network in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll add a new part to the parts list by selecting a part family and size from the pipe network part catalog. This exercise demonstrates how to access your parts list from the Network Layout Tools toolbar. You can also create, view, and edit parts lists using the Toolspace Settings tab. So let's go about adding a part family to the pipe network parts list. Go ahead and open up your Pipe Networks-2 drawing, which is located in your tutorials folder. In the drawing window, go ahead and zoom in and select one of the pipe network parts. You'll see we get our Pipe Networks Network tab. Go ahead and go into the Modify panel. Then select Edit Pipe Network. On the Pipe Network Layout Tools toolbar, select this button right here for Parts List. We get our Select Parts List dialog box. We're going to select this down arrow, and we're going to select Edit Current Selection. We get our Network Parts List dialog box. Click on the Structures tab. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right-click on the Parts List structure name. Now we're going to add part family. We get our part catalog dialog box. Under Inlet Outlets, check off Concrete Rectangular Head Wall. Now click OK. The new part family is added to the tree view, which you can see right here. You'll notice that if we click the plus for any one of our structures, we have a part that has a specific size. However, we don't have one for our part family that we just added. Go ahead and select the name, right-click, and select Add Part Size. In the Part Size Creator dialog box, we'll expand this a little bit more. We'll go into Head Wall Base Width, and we'll scroll all the way to the right, and we're going to check this box to add all sizes. Then click OK. We scroll down, and we expand this. We'll see all of our sizes. On the Pipes tab, go ahead and select that. We'll open up our tree. Now right-click the concrete pipe. Then Add Part Size. We're going to change the inner pipe diameter. We do this by clicking within the value cell, and we'll select 24 inches. Then click OK. You'll see that 24 inches has been added to our list. Then go ahead and click OK, and then click OK one last time. So that's how you go about adding parts to the parts list in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll change the surface and alignment that are referenced by the pipe network parts. You'll also examine the design rules for a part. Civil 3D uses the referenced surface, alignment, and rules to determine the size and placement of pipe network parts. For example, if you create a manhole structure, the top rim of the structure is typically automatically placed at the elevation of the referenced surface. If the design rules for the manhole specify an adjustment value for rim of the structure, the rim is placed at the surface elevation plus or minus the adjustment value. This exercise continues from adding parts to the parts list. So let's go about changing the referenced surface. This exercise uses the Pipe Networks -2 drawing with the modifications you made in the previous exercise. Or you can open up the Pipe Networks -2B drawing from the Tutorials folder. If the Network Layout Tools toolbar isn't already open, go ahead and zoom in and select the pipe network and go up and select Edit Pipe Network. On the Network Layout Tools toolbar, select this button right here to select a surface. Within the Select Surface dialog box, we're going to click this drop down and select EG for existing grade. Then click OK. Now we're going to change the referenced alignment. Go back into your toolbar and select this button to select the alignment. We get our Select Alignment dialog box. Click this drop down and select XC Storm. Then click OK. Now we're going to change the rule set. Go into your toolbar and select this button right here for Parts List. Now within the Select Parts List dialog box, select this drop down and select Edit Current Selection. Go ahead and go into your Structures tab. Now, go ahead and expand the eccentric cylindrical structure. Go ahead and select this structure, and in the Rules cell, click this button right here. Now within the Structure Rules set, click this button and select Edit Current Selection. Now we're in the Structure Rules Set dialog box. We'll go ahead and maximize some of these parameters. Now the selected design rules specify that the structure has a maximum drop value of 3 feet and a maximum pipe diameter of 4 feet. You can now modify these values or click Add Rule to add another rule. We'll go ahead and cancel out of this twice. Go ahead and select the Pipes tab. Then expand this. We'll expand our concrete pipe and select the 24-inch pipe that we created just recently. We're going to select the rules for this, and we're going to go ahead and click this drop-down arrow and edit current selection. Now again, we get our pipe rule set. Go ahead and expand all of our parameters. Now you'll see that the selected design rules allow pipes of a maximum of 200 feet in length, which is typical of a pipe layout that travels through open terrain. Click OK 4 times. So that's how you go about changing the surface, alignment, and rules configuration in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll add a branch to the existing pipe network layout and use the part status to review and edit the layout. In addition to indicator icons that indicate where parts can be connected, you'll see icons when the pipe or structure you're adding to the network will break an existing pipe. The pipes created by the break are automatically connected to the new structure or pipe. This exercise continues from changing the surface, alignment, and rules configuration. So let's start by adding a head wall structure to the pipe network. Now note that this exercise uses the Pipe Networks -2B drawing with the modifications you made in the previous exercise. If the Network Layout Tools toolbar isn't already open, go ahead and select the pipe network by selecting one of the parts. Right-click and select Edit Network. Then we get our toolbar. After that, let's make sure that we're on the correct surface by clicking this button. We're on EG, which is correct. Then make sure that we're on the proper alignment. Select the alignment. We want to be on this, XC Storm. Click OK. After that, let's select our structure from the list. Go down to the Concrete Rectangular Head Wall collection. Maximize this collection and select the 44-inch. After that, we're going to zoom out until we can see our storm alignment, which is this red line right here. And after that, we're going to select this button right here, and we're going to select Structures Only. That's all we're putting in. So go ahead and zoom into Station 400 within our storm alignment, which is right here. I'm going to type in the intersection snap, and I'm going to select this intersection of our station. Then I'm going to press Enter to exit the command. Now I'm going to connect the head wall structure to the pipe network. I'm going to select this button again, but instead I'm going to select Pipes Only. I'm going to select within our pipe list the 24-inch concrete pipe. Next, select this button right here to toggle to upslope. Hover over our newly placed structure and you see a little icon up in the upper right hand corner. That's what's known as a connection marker. Go ahead and click to connect the pipe. As you can see, it actually shows the width of the pipe. I'm going to zoom out. Go ahead and pan to the structure that's about 15 foot off from our road alignment, and that's at station 800, which is this right here. And you can see that we get our connection marker. Go ahead and click. Then press enter to end the command. After that, we need to rotate the head wall structure. So go ahead and pan back over to our structure. As you can see, it's not in the proper rotation. Go ahead and select the structure and we get our markers. Use the circular grip to rotate the marker so it's perpendicular to the pipe. Then press escape to deselect the head wall. Now we're going to validate the design rules have been met. Go ahead and go into your tool space. In the Prospector tab, go ahead and go into your pipe networks. Expand this and expand the networks, and we're going to expand this network once more till we get our pipes. Go ahead and click the pipes. Go ahead and expand this a little bit more so we can see everything down here at the bottom. Under name, you can see that pipe 10 has a description listed on it of concrete pipe, but there's a circular icon over the status. This means the design rules have not been met. The pipe exceeds the maximum length and maximum cover found in the rules. In the next few steps, you'll correct the length by adding a structure to the middle of the pipe span. Go ahead and click the row for pipe 10. Then right-click and select Zoom to. You'll see how it shows the entire pipe within the view, and the full extents of the pipe are displayed in the drawing window. Let's insert a structure in the middle of the pipe. Let's go ahead and bring up our toolbar again. Select our pipe, right-click, and select Edit Network. In the Structures list, we're going to look for an eccentric cylindrical structure. Maximize this group and select this structure right here. We're going to click this button once again to insert structures only. In the drawing window, go to station 200 of our alignment, which is right here. That's roughly about midway. Now note that you must turn off OSNAP to complete the following steps. Place your cursor that is somewhat in the location over the pipe of station 200, and you'll see a break pipe marker that's displayed to indicate that the pipe will be severed by placing the structure there. With this marker displayed, go ahead and click to place the manhole at that location and create 2 pipes from that one. Then press enter to end the command. And there you have it. So that's how you go about adding a branch to a pipe network in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll draw the pipe network parts in a profile view. This exercise uses the pipe network and branch you created in the Changing Pipe Network Properties tutorial. So let's go about drawing the pipe network parts in profile view. Go ahead and open up your Pipe Networks -3 drawing, which is located in your tutorials folder. Now in the drawing window, go ahead and zoom in to your pipe network. Click a pipe to select it. Then right-click and select Draw Parts in Profile View. Then go ahead and zoom out to your profile view and select your profile view grid. And there you have our first pipe. Let's go ahead and do that again. We'll select this portion of pipe. Then we'll right-click again, draw parts in profile view, zoom out, and then select our profile view.
You can select any of these pipes right here, but I'm just going to go ahead and press escape to deselect the pipe. Now we'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit and then select our profile view, right click, and select Profile View Properties. You'll see within the Profile View Properties dialog box we get an extra tab for our pipe networks. This tab only appears if we have drawn a portion of our pipe network within the profile view. So we have our full network within this tab. And we also have a draw column. And right now we have pipes 2 and 3 currently drawn within our profile view. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select all of these parts to be drawn within the profile view. So I'm going to check all of these boxes. And then I'm going to press apply and then click OK. And you'll see how our grid adjusts for the height of each of our structures. However, in this profile view, I only want to show the pipes along our roadway. I don't want to show any of this pipe kind of going off in a different direction. And these pipes are pipe 10-1 and pipe 10. We can take a look at our structure numbers here as well. This is structure 12, and we've got our head wall, which is structure 11. I want to remove those from the profile view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the profile view, right click, go back into my properties. Now within pipe networks, I'm going to deselect these structures within the draw column so that they won't be drawn in my profile view. So I'm going to go to pipe 10. I'm going to check that box so it won't be drawn. Then 10-1. Structure 11 and structure 12 won't be drawn within my profile view. Then click apply, then click OK. And you see how the profile adjusts accordingly. So that's how you go about drawing pipe network parts in a profile view in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll add labels to the pipe network parts drawn in both plan and profile views. This exercise continues from drawing pipe network parts in a profile view. So let's go ahead and add labels to the pipe network parts in a profile. Now note that this exercise uses the pipe networks -3 drawing with the modifications you made in the previous exercise. Let's go ahead and zoom in to our pipes within our profile view. Go ahead and go up to the Annotation tab, click on Add Labels. We get our Add Labels dialog box. Now we're going to specify a feature first. We're going to choose Pipe Network. Then for the label type, we're going to select Single Part Profile. After that, everything else is going to be put on the standard style. So go ahead and select Add and select the pipe structure 1, which is in between stations 700 and 800. And you'll see after clicking on this pipe, we get our label. The pipe label is labeled with the description of the pipe. If I were to exit out of this command and select the pipe, you can see the description is an 18-inch concrete pipe. But in the following steps, you'll create a label style that displays the elevation of the start invert of pipe. So let's go about creating a pipe label style. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. we'll bring back our Add Labels dialog box. And then under our pipe label style list, we'll click this drop down. Then select Copy Current Selection. So we're making a copy of standard, but we're going to be renaming it Start Invert Elevation. And this is all within the Information tab. Next, go into your Layout tab, and then underneath Text, we have our contents. Click on this box, and you'll see a little button up here with 3 dots. Click that button. And then we get our Text Component Editor dialog box. Currently, it displays our description, but we want to select this and delete that. So hit the Delete or Backspace button. And under Properties, this drop down, we're going to go to Start Invert Elevation. Then we want to change the precision to 2 decimal places. But don't stop there, because we need to press this arrow in order to add that to our style. So that's a very key step. Then click OK. Then click OK once more. And now we have our new pipe style, Start Invert Elevation. Go ahead and select Add, and then go to pipe number 2, which is right here. And click that. Then we get our elevation. Press Escape to exit out of the command. Now we're going to go ahead and move this label around. If we select it, we get a diamond grip and a square grip. We can go ahead and select a new location by clicking the diamond and moving it across the pipe, like so. Or we can go the opposite way, like so. But since this is the Start Invert Elevation, I want to make sure that I'm on the right side. If I select a pipe, right-click, and go into Pipe Properties, I can get a better sense of my invert elevations by going to Pipe Properties, scrolling down, and you'll see that 641 is our Start Invert Elevation, and the End Invert Elevation is 642.96. So the Start Invert Elevation is on the lower side of the pipe. So go ahead and I'm going to actually cancel this. So our label is on the correct side. If you want this label to be off the pipe, go ahead and select it. We get our grips, select the square, and then we can just click and drag to anywhere that we want it to go. We can click it and have it go over here or over here. Maybe we want to slide this over a little bit more, and then press Escape to exit out of our grips. Next, you'll be adding a span label to a series of 2 pipes in Plan View. Go ahead and pan and zoom to our Plan View until you get to this pipe right here, right along our storm alignment, which is in red right here. But these 2 pipes I want to label with the spanning pipe label. Go ahead and go into your Add Labels dialog box and select the label type. We're going to change that to Spanning Pipes Plan. We're going to change the label style to 2D Total Span. Then go ahead and click Add. Go ahead and select both pipes. Then press Enter. Then our command line is asking us to specify the label location on the pipe. I'm going to put it right here. And you can see that we now have a total span of 391.16 feet. Now you can tell what this is measuring, or which pipes these are measuring, by selecting the label, and both pipes get selected, which makes things very, very convenient. Go ahead and escape out of the command to deselect. Now we're going to be adding labels to a multiple pipe network parts in plan view. Go ahead and zoom out a little bit here. For the label type within our Add Labels dialog box, we're going to select Entire Network Plan for the entire plan view. We're going to leave the pipe label style on standard, but we're going to change the structure label style. So click our style and then select structure name. Then click Add. Our command line is asking us to select part contained in the network to be labeled. So if we want, we can just go ahead and select any one of these parts. And you can see how all the labels show up. After you do that, then you can select any of these labels and select the grip and do some cleanup to move all of these labels out of the way so they're a little bit easier to read. And that's it. And that's how you go about adding labels to pipe network parts in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll edit the pipe network parts drawn in a profile view using the editing grips and directly editing the part properties. This exercise continues from adding labels to pipe network parts. So let's go ahead and go about grip editing pipe network parts in profile view. This exercise uses the pipe networks -3 drawing with the modifications you made in the previous exercise. Or you can open the pipe networks -3B drawing from the drawing tutorials folder. Right now you'll see that I'm in the pipe networks -3B drawing, and in the profile view I'm going to zoom in to pipe number 4. If I right click and select pipe properties, I can just double check that this is pipe 4, and it is. So I'm going to click OK, and it's right in between stations roughly about 1100 to 1200. Currently I've selected the pipe part within the profile view, and you'll see all the grip edits. Go ahead and select the square grip, and then you can begin dragging it up or down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I can see that I have a grid line at 650 right about here, and I'd like to put that grip roughly around that 650, right about there. Now I'm going to select the triangular grip at the down slope, and I'm going to click and drag so it's roughly connected to this pipe so that it aligns with the end invert elevation of pipe 3. Now I'm going to parametrically edit pipe network parts in profile view. With pipe 4 still selected, I'm going to right click, select pipe properties, and then I'm going to go into part properties. Scroll down until you get to the start invert elevation. Click within this box and press Ctrl C to copy the value. Then click OK. Escape to deselect pipe 4, then select pipe 3. Then right click and select pipe properties. Then under the part properties tab, scroll down until you get to the end invert elevation. Select this area within the value and then press Ctrl V to paste that value from pipe 4. Then click OK. Now pipes 3 and pipe 4 now connect to structure 4 at the same invert elevation. We can check this by selecting the structure, right-clicking, and going to Structure Properties. And then we can click on Connections. You can see all the pipe connections that are listed within this structure. And you can see pipe 3 and pipe 4 have the same invert elevation. Then click OK. Press Escape to deselect the pipe. Now note that you can also use O-snaps to quickly match pipe start and end elevations. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and select pipe 3, and then I'm going to select pipe 2. Then I'm going to select this diamond for this invert right here. And I'm going to drag that until it lands right on the triangle for pipe 2. Then deselect the pipes by pressing Escape. We'll take a look at pipe 2. For the end invert elevation, we have 642.962. Click OK. We'll select pipe 3, pipe properties, scroll down, and you'll see that the start elevation is also 642.962. So it matches. Click OK, and you can also see within the structure, select it, right click, structure properties. We have pipes 2 and 3, and they match invert elevations of 642.962. Go ahead and click OK. So that's how you go about editing pipe network parts in a profile view in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll change the style used by pipe network parts in a profile view using override settings found in the profile view properties. This exercise continues from editing pipe network parts in a profile view. So let's go about overriding the style of an object in a profile view. This exercise uses the pipe networks -3B drawing with the modifications you made in the previous exercise. In the drawing, go ahead and zoom into your profile view. Click the profile view to select it, then right-click and select Profile View Properties. We then get our Profile View Properties dialog box. Go ahead and select this tab for pipe networks. Next, locate the pipe 6 row, and then scroll all the way to the right until you get to the Style Override column for pipe 6. Go ahead and check this box within this cell, and then we get our Pick Pipe Style dialog box. Go ahead and select this drop down, and we're going to select Dotted. Then click OK. I'm going to repeat those steps for pipes 7, 8, and 9. I can do that easily by selecting 7, holding down Shift, then selecting 9, clicking on this box, and then selecting the dotted style. Then click OK. Now the pipes that cross the road are now displayed using dotted lines, making it easier to view and edit the main pipe segment. You may have to enter regen on the command line to see the style change. So let's go ahead and click Apply, then click OK. If we zoom in and then hover over our pipes, like so, it shows that this is pipe 9 within the name. And this is pipe 8, as you can see in the tooltip. However, the line type doesn't appear to be affected by our style change. It currently doesn't look dotted. We can try and do a regen by typing in REGEN, then click Enter. And now we can see a little bit of a style change to the dotted style, which is what we were looking for. Now note that if these pipes were longer, we would see the style change to dotted if these pipes were longer horizontally. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change the structure style display in Profile. We'll pan and zoom until we find the structure at Station 8, which is this big one right here. But notice that if we zoom in, we have no indication of the pipe that's coming into our network at this location, which is this pipe right here. Currently, it's coming in perpendicular to our structure, but we would like to show that pipe ellipse within the structure. So let's go ahead and go over to our profile view again. I'm going to deselect this, select this again. Then I'm going to right click and select Edit Structure Style. We get our Structure Style dialog box. Go ahead and select Display. Next, we have a very important step, which is to choose the view direction. We don't want Plan View. We want to select Profile View. And if we open up our components, we have all these different component types. Now we want to make our structure pipe outlines visible by clicking this light bulb, like so. And I'd like to change its color to red. Then click OK. After that, go ahead and select OK. And you can see down all the way here at the bottom, we now have our ellipse of our pipe coming in perpendicular to our structure. So that's how you go about overriding the style of a pipe network part in a profile view in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll view the pipe network parts in a section view. This exercise continues from overriding the style of a pipe network part in a profile view. So let's go about creating a sample line. This exercise uses the Pipe Networks -3B drawing with the modifications you made in the previous exercise. Or you can open the Pipe Networks -3C drawing from your drawing tutorials folder. In the drawing, go ahead and zoom around into Station 1260, which is roughly about in this region right here. Go ahead and click on your Home tab, and then within your Profile and Section Views panel, select Sample Lines. Right now, our command line is prompting us to select an alignment. We'll go ahead and select Enter to pick from a list. Go ahead and choose the Road 1 alignment, then click OK. Now we get our Create Sample Line Group dialog box. We'll go ahead and select OK. Now on the command line, we're going to type in our station, 1260. Then press Enter. For the left swath width, enter 20. And for the right, 20 once more. Then hit Enter. We'll go ahead and press Enter once more to end the sample line creation command. Now if you look, we actually have our sample line right here. You can see it right here in our properties, sample line station, 1260. Now we'll go ahead and create a section view. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. Deselect my sample line by pressing Escape. Go to your Home tab, then over to your Profile and Section Views panel. Then select this drop down for Section Views. And select Create Section View. Now you'll see that we have a Create Section View wizard. Select the link right here for Section Display Options. Now we're going to change some labels within our Road 1 surface. Right here under Label Set, select this. Select the drop down and select No Labels. then click OK. Actually, I'm going to change the label set for all of them to no labels. After that, select this button right here, Create Section View. And I'm going to zoom out a bit here. It's prompting us to identify a section view origin. I'm just going to click out here in space. And when I zoom in, we have our section view at station 1260. Now note that if a warning event is displayed, go ahead and close the event viewer window. Now as you can see, we have our pipe networks within our section view, as well as our assembly. So that's how you go about viewing pipe network parts in a section view in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll create a table that displays information about the structures in a pipe network. Then you'll create a table style to display other information. The procedures for creating pipe and structure tables are very similar. While the exercise focuses on structure tables, you can use the same procedure to create pipe tables. This exercise continues from viewing pipe network parts in a section view. This exercise uses the Pipe Networks -3C drawing with the modifications you made in the previous exercise. So let's go ahead and go into the Annotate tab, and then over to the Labels and Tables panel. Select Add Tables, and go to your pipe network and select Add Structure Table. We get our Structure Table Creation dialog box. We're going to keep this on by network. Then we're going to click OK. You can see that we have our table within our crosshairs, but we need to put it in a particular location. We'll select right about here. If we zoom in, we can see the results of our table. Next, you'll change the contents of the table by creating a table style. Select the table, then right-click and select Table Properties. We get our Table Properties dialog box here. I'm going to move this off to the side. Go ahead and select this down arrow right here, and we're going to copy our current selection. In the Table Style dialog box, under Information, go ahead and highlight the name. We're going to change this to Structure, Stations, and Details. After that, select our Data Properties tab right there, and specify the following parameters. Go ahead and select Sort Data. For sorting column, we're going to leave this at 1. And the order, we're going to leave it on ascending. These settings ensure that the table rows are sorted in ascending order by the first column. Now in the structure area, go ahead and select this plus icon. If we scroll all the way to the right, you'll see that we have a brand new column. Double-click the new heading within our column, and we get our text component editor. In the preview pane, go ahead and type in station. Then click OK. After that, go ahead and double-click on this particular cell for our text contents row. Go ahead and go down to your text, and we're going to be viewing our contents. We're going to change this by clicking on this button right here with the 3 dots. Go ahead and highlight this, and we're going to change this to station. Space equals sign. Now under the properties list, go go ahead and select Structure Station. In the precision value, we're going to change this to 1. Then click within our preview pane, and we're going to add this by clicking this arrow. Then click OK twice. Now in the Table Style dialog box, go ahead and click the heading for Station, and we're going to drag this over the Structure Details column, switching the positions. Then click OK twice. Our table now shows our station for each particular structure and in ascending order. So that's how you go about creating pipe and structure tables in Civil 3D.